So these are the kind of devices that look like they're feasible and are coming. We're also going to have better materials. So diamond has a strength-to-weight ratio over 50 times that of steel. And as a consequence, if you look at various applications like the space shuttle, or pick your favorite aerospace application, if you have an improvement of 50 to 1 in the strength-to-weight ratio, and furthermore the costs drop through the floor because your manufacturing costs are $1 a kilogram or something, suddenly a whole bunch of applications open up. Low-cost access to space, really powerful airplanes, very light, strong, durable materials. And it's not only critical for rockets and airplanes, it is also going to be useful in other applications, whether it's trucks or cars or ships or even just furniture. The 100-pound Cadillac would be kind of nice. And space, as I said, space, there have been some calculations. It looks like single-stage to orbit vehicles would be dramatically improved given this large improvement in strength-to-weight ratio. This device would be 60 kilogram structural mass. This is, it's your VW, right? You go out and get into your VW and it weighs 60 kilograms. Oh, and by the way, when you fuel it up with something like 3,000 kilograms of fuel, most of the weight in this thing is in the fuel. If you fuel it up with 3,000 kilograms of fuel, you can now get into your VW with, a friend and some luggage in the back seat, and zoom, zip off into low Earth orbit. And if you run through the calculations and stuff, it turns out that it all works, and there's been a published article describing this. And that's pretty dramatic. That means, among other things, that space becomes accessible. And all these ideas of, colonizing space, visiting space, space hotels, all of those look like, yeah, they're in the cards. What we've been seeing, of course, is we've been moving in that direction. And what I'm saying here is, yeah, the capability, we're going to continue moving in that direction until we actually achieve it. Okay, in diamond, it's simply the fact that if you build diamond and you can have economics, if you can build it inexpensively, suddenly what was once a very expensive jewel becomes a structural material. There was a shift like this with aluminum. Aluminum used to be very, very expensive until the development of the process for making aluminum that suddenly shifted aluminum from being this incredibly valuable material that rich people would use for their knives and forks to show off their wealth to a structural material you could use in airplanes. So we're going to be seeing a similar shift with regard to diamond. And also there are a bunch of materials related to diamond, whether it's nanotube or stain-resistant pants. There are nanopants. Nanopants are a revolutionary change. They are transformative. In fact, I was at a session where people were talking about nanotechnology, and someone was discussing the nanopants, and the guy in the back of the room said, "Oh my gosh, this is going to utterly change everything. I work for a soap company and detergents, and we're going to be, if you don't need detergents, we're going to be wiped out." Higher standard of living. One of the nice things about this technology is that it should have a big impact on how we interact with the environment. If you have a better technology, then you can have a higher standard of living while having a smaller impact on the environment. And this is going to show up in the production of food. Certainly if you have better greenhouse capabilities. If I can inexpensively build really good greenhouses, then that's going to provide me with much more plentiful, much lower cost food. Nanotechnology comes associated with this concept of low-cost manufacturing and mechanosynthesis and so forth and so on that some might perceive as dangerous, therefore we'll simply dissociate ourselves from it. So it was a politically motivated argument that had no technical merit whatsoever.
People do not have purchasing power, and the situation will progress rapidly. It no longer exists solutions to give citizens the power to purchase, because Practically, there is no need for their work, as it can be replaced by more efficient machines. And the technology is so advanced that it will produce an abundance of goods and services, even if someone tries to stop it.
Yes, artificial intelligence will eventually replace doctors, lawyers, engineers, intellect, and be capable of making decisions that humans never dreamed possible by machine. It is neither communistic nor socialistic nor free enterprise. No system remains static. The kings, most of them are gone, and newer systems are coming in. No system can freeze and hold their particular position.
You wonder now if man can be exempted from work, but production still continues, even it's improving. Why we have to limit ourselves? I think, if you watched the documentary from the beginning, you have an answer to this question. The system itself. Collapse symptom seems obvious, but it's offensive to a human being that considers himself as being intelligent to wait for the system collapse to happen in order to change something. And remember, if we face a crash, it will be a disaster for many people, because they do not see any other solution, because they are poorly informed, because they think that there are violent people, the human nature. Because many do not understand that money are an invention, a unity of measure, or that the technology is just a tool for us, something not to be scared of. These people are not understand that solutions exist, and will behave violently when they will face this crash. That's why something must to be done now.
People that are looking for their own freedom of expression with the camera.
Camera's not expression, it's part of the spectacle.
Fuck off, everyone! Fuck off! Fuck off!
Most jobs will be phased out. In the next 10 to 15 years, most diagnosticians will be phased out. All you do is hold up a skin condition in front of a scanner. It'll scan your skin condition and give you the latest treatment. Most doctors will be phased out. The same with lawyers. It takes about an hour and a half to design a computer that can do all the work a lawyer does. So you see, most jobs are insecure. So the system is self-eliminating. You don't have to shoot anybody. You don't need a revolution. It's called biosocial pressures that change society, not Fresco or Stalin or anybody else. They're changed by physical conditions. Lincoln did not free the slaves. It was conditions that made slavery inefficient.
An extremely chaotic system, as it is a wonder that it survived until now.